Alright guys, so today I'm going to be going over composite figures and how to find the area of a composite figure. So first of all, we have to know what a composite figure is. So a composite figure is a figure made up of two or more shapes. Of two or more shapes. So how do we find the area of a composite figure? We have to calculate the area of each shape and then we have to add or subtract one shape area from another, and that'll help us find the area of the shaded region, what we're looking for. Alright? So let's move forward and let's take a look at number 1. So number 1, we have to find the area, and if we need to, we have to round to the nearest tenth. So you can tell here we have two shapes. If I draw this line here in blue, we can tell that this area is a rectangle, and then this shaded area in red, that is a triangle. Both of those things we know the formulas to calculate. So first I'll start with the area of the rectangle. So area is length times width, right? So 5 times 12, which is 60. And that's for the rectangle. And then for the triangle, area is equal to base times height divided by 2, right? So our base here is 12, right? Because if this is 12 in a rectangle, then this is also 12. So our base is 12, and then our height would be this distance here. However, how do we figure out what that is? Well, we know that this entire height of the shape is 20, right? We know that this part of the shape is 5. So 20 minus 5 is 15, right? So the height will be 15. So 12 times 15 divided by 2. Put that all in your calculator and we get 90. So for this shape, we're going to have to add the two areas. So 60 plus 90 is equal to 150. If it gave us units, it would be units squared, right? Feet squared, inches squared, but they don't give us that, so I'm just going to leave it as the number for now. Alright, moving on. Let's take a look at number 2. So number 2, what are the two shapes we have? If we break this up right here, then this blue is obviously a triangle, and then this red region is a semicircle. So let's start with the area of the semicircle. So area of a circle is equal to pi r squared, right? But that's a full circle and this is a half circle, so we're going to have to divide by 2. So area is equal to pi times the radius squared divided by 2. Now, what is our radius? We know that this entire length, if we look right here, this blue line here is 3, which means that half of the blue line, or the radius, is going to be 1.5, right? 1.5. That's going to be half. That's our radius. Okay? So 1.5 is our radius. So when we put that all in our calculator, we will get 3.5 as our area of the semicircle. Now, to do the area of the triangle, same as before, area equals base times height divided by 2. Our base, right here, That's 3. We already know that. And our height, which is this green line I'm drawing now. I'll make it yellow. You can see yellow a little easier. If we look right here, we can tell that that is a height of 7. So 3 times 7 divided by 2. And we get 10.5 for the area of the triangle. Now for this, we're going to have to add the areas together. So we have 3.5 plus 10.5, and that gives us 14. Okay? So remember, find the area of one, find the area of the other shape, and that's all you have to do. Pay attention. A lot of people make mistakes when we have semicircles. They forget to divide by 2. So make sure if you have a semicircle, you are doing that. Okay? Like in this next one, number 3. So number 3, if we look here, we have a square, right? Because our opposite sides, our adjacent sides are equivalent. All the sides are equal, right? Congruent. That means that right here, shaded in red, we have a semicircle. However, this is not part of the shape. So do it as normal. We're going to find the area of the square, and we're going to find the area of the semicircle, except now we're going to subtract them. And that will give us the shaded region. Right, so let's start with the square. Area is equal to length times width. So area is equal to 8 times 8. Side squared, however you do area of a square, it's fine. Okay, so area is equal to 64. Now, for the semicircle. Area is equal to pi r squared, right? Divided by 2, because it's only half a circle. So pi and r. So we know that this whole thing is 8, right? Which means that half, or the radius, is going to be 4. So area is pi times 4 squared divided by 2. And for the area of the semicircle, we get 25.1 when we put that on our calculator. So, again, now we just want the shaded region. So we have to do the area of the square, which is 64, minus, we're subtracting on this one, so minus 25.1, and we get 38.9. And that is our area of the shaded part, right? The shape. We only want the shaded. Okay, let's look at number 4 now. So, number 4, we break it up. We have one semicircle here in green and another on the opposite side. So, in the middle, this red shaded region, that's a rectangle. That's what we have in the middle. So, let's start with the area of the semicircles. Now, because we have 2 semicircles, what do we have? A full circle. So we could just do area is equal to pi r squared. You know, if you wanted to do one semicircle at a time, you could find one and then find the other and then add them together. I think it's easier. They make a whole circle. Just do it as if they were together making a circle. Okay? So area is equal to pi r squared. Area is equal to pi times our radius. Now we know that this is 15, right? This line here is 15, our diameter, by looking at that number, which means that our radius, half of that, is going to be 7.5, right? That's going to be our radius. So, pi times 7.5 squared gives us our area, which gives us 176.7. And that is our area of the circle, both semicircles, okay? And then our area of the rectangle is length times width. So our length right here, they give that to us, that's 30. And our width right here, they give that to us, and that is 15. So that is equal to 450. Finally, we add the two shapes together. So we get area is equal to 176.7 plus 450. We get a total area of 626.7. That's it. I know these look complicated, but honestly, you know how to find the area of all these shapes individually. So you just have to be able to look at the shape, draw right on the shape, break it up into two shapes, label it, find the different areas, and then put them together. Or take them apart if it's a subtracting one like number 3 is here. Okay? So just take your time. Make sure you're using the right side lengths and values that you need to be using. But you guys shouldn't have a problem with this, okay?